see, and hello everybody and welcome back to another session of Curse of Strahd. For a point of inspiration, would anyone like to recount the events of last session, or shall I do it for you all?
I can do it.
Go for it.
It was bad. Uh, we fought against those scary woman. She kidnapped Leshy. Then we all jumped up to help Leshy. And then she continued to just grab at us, and her vampire spawn continued to grab at us. And then we were doing quite badly. And then Yekaterina finally made it with the Lord Commander to help us. And, he did help in some ways. And then, unfortunately, Leshy fell to 4 instances of damage over time. And then Friend ran away because the Lord Commander decided to fireball the house. And then, Leshy died. And then Friend ran to the church. I think everybody's running after Friend. Well, everybody's going to the church because Kane was able to find the what's it called? The reliquary that we needed to find, and she got away. And I think that's pretty much it for what happened last time.
Thank you so much. Yes, for the most part, all of the keynotes were struck after an intense combat with a woman who identified herself as a vampiress named Valenta. Did, in the midst of your skirmish and melee, did Leshy find himself slain at the hands of these undead scourges. With the prompt arrival of Lord Commander Isaac Strasny, did he arrive as a powerhouse much needed in this affront, slaying some of the lesser vampires and buying you guys a bit of room, but not before some instance of magic from his behalf had caused a fiery implode that had caused the situation to rapidly deteriorate. Now, on a clock, Kane had face-stepped into the house, found his way into Henrik's bedroom, and found the sprung trapped compartment that kept the saint's reliquary of holy bones within it. Retrieving them and quickly escaping out with the Lord Commander, Lord Commander hold Kane aside and interrogate him. And in Kane's nervousness, naivete, did he reveal details that were perhaps meant to remain more clandestine, such as the forgetful nature to leave Milovage and his plight out of the whole ordeal, in which a small deployment of guards were sent after the young man, and he was kidnapped from his own very home and brought to be reformed at the city's Reformation Center. But in this moment, we pick up as all of you in gradual spread times behind through familiar scouting or leg racing your way around the city, following in suit of your compatriots at varying paces, some much slower than others. It is Friend who finds himself upon the threshold of this sacred ground once again, his body still smoldering and people shouting and getting out of the way as he rampages past them before he finally comes upon the threshold of this sacrosanct estate. You're push past the gates, Friend, and as they swing open, what would you do?
I think Friend just runs inside, probably smashes through the doors. Although I think that I'm presuming they're probably open.
They're not locked, but yes.
Yeah. So Fern runs in, and he's just going to look around. Are the candles all still there inside?
Yes, the candles inside are still
Great.
warm.
So I know before when we detected magic, um, I worked out that the candles are magical, and that they were most likely turned on and off by a spell. But I don't think that told me the spell, right? Like the words to use to.
I think last time I did
I'm not
mention.
100% sure if that. Yeah.
I think in this panic state, do you come scattering in and still seeing yourself surrounded by these small wicks of flame? Do you begin to sputter out the vague words that you think you recall? And I think in this frazzled fear that you still find yourself caught in, do the words that leave your mouth are scrambled and inconsistent, and you keep trying, you keep adjusting, trying to remember so very hard at what the phrase was at the end of the narthex, on the end where you can see the sort of risen diocesan within the heart of the chapel. You can see that Father Lucian is disturbed as you barrel your way in here, and as he hears you muttering and rambling, does he take a moment and listen to what you're saying, and he understands what you're trying to do, and quietly under his breath does he say, "In the name of the saints that came before, dispel your holy light." And there's a small wind, a sort of sourceless gust that snuffs all of the candles in the room until there is nothing but the ambient illumination that cascades in through the rose window and through the adjacent flanking panes of mosaic glass.
I think friend kind of like now that this fire is gone, uh, he's trying to catch his breath as he was just running non-stop, not even thinking. And I think he's going to just find uh, like probably the darkest part of the room, and just kind of face kind of the wall going away, and it's just kind of you can see for is visibly shaking, and it's just like muttering under his breath like not good, not good, bad, bad, scary, bad. Oh, friends, alone, bad. And it's just kind of like, um, yeah, muttering to himself, kind of not really recognizing the presence of the father, just kind of happy that there's this kind of darkness around, and it's just kind of telling himself to not only calm down, but also just kind of upset with himself that he's just left everyone behind. Yeah.
You nestle yourself into one of the few dark recesses that are found within this chapel. Along one of the pew lanes, do you find yourself moseyed up at the foot of what is a stone statue of one of the saints? There are two that flank the east and the west side of St. Andrew's Church. One of them is representative of St. Andrew himself, and the other one that you find yourself nestled into the feet of is none other than your own patron saint, the Lady St. Markovia. And as you bask in her shadow and enjoy a fleet moment of respite, do you hear the very soft scuffles of humble footwear that crests upon the stonework of the church, as seating into the pew but keeping a respectful distance, the father nestles his way into the crook in which that you find yourself and sits a respectful distance away and says, "Far be it my place to disturb you, but I can see your flesh is marred. and bloody. Let me
Fire.
help you. Fire?
Bad. Not
In the,
good.
in the hands of the unrighteous, fire can be a terrible thing. And he is going to nestle close to you, and he is going to try to give you an apt heal. You feel some of the thinned burns that had decorated your torso. The flesh begins to regenerate over much of it as he sort of runs his hands along, and I think he stays over long to focus in on some of the surgical stitches that dot your person. And he says, plucking from you, and says, "Your friends, are they okay? Do I need to alert the guard?"
Friend just kind of like looks at him and goes, I ran. I don't know.
It's okay.
It was all so much fire. Not good. Oh, Leshy. Bad.
Yeah.
I need to go back.
You are in no state. You must help yourself before you can help your friends. But
Oh, I would be so mad. I left.
I am sure they will be able to find themselves coming into the right path. But for now, if it eases you, and if you would like, we can say a prayer together and divine whatever answers you may seek.
Okay.
He leaves the pew for a moment and comes back about a minute later with pre-lit sticks of incense, and they're not fiery, no bulbous wicks, but you can tell that they're sort of smoking with a gentle heat that emanates off of them. And he comes out with 2 rosaries, one stringed between his fingers and one that he offers out to you.
I think friend takes it. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I think friend takes it. He's no. Yeah, I don't think he's ever really like. He's probably listened to prayers said around him, but I don't think he's ever fully like touched a rosary and actually fully actually been doing prayers on his own. But he takes it from him and just kind of looks at him.
He smiles as he watches you clumsily shake through the larger beads, and he puts together that you've never done a prayer like this before, and he says, "I will guide you through each part." And slowly does his thumb sort of crest up the beads until they come to one of those quadrant nodal beads. And he starts to quietly incant passages from this book, a book of which you can't read in front of you, but for anyone else to look upon it, they would see the Canticles of Light. And he goes through each pass, and they are short, melodic, sweet words of affirmation that embed themselves within the holy incandescent faith. And as he reaches the 4th passage, you recognize that there's a small glow of irradiance that cascades on both of your rosary as Father Lucian casts divination.
Fun.
You can ask, and he sort of looks to you as he sort of takes you by the wrist and is using himself as a conduit for your own means. You may ask one question about a specific goal, event, activity, anything that you intend to do or that you anticipate to do come within the next week. And I will offer you a truthful reply in the forms of
Oh,
divine omen.
This is great. Hmm. What would friend want to know? Is the selfish answer, but I think friend is much more worried about everybody else right now. And I think friend is going to ask if his friends are going to be okay after what just happened.
You ask, and Father Lucian lowers his head. And you watch as he murmurs quiet words, words that you recognize after a moment aren't even in common. You recognize them to be the celestial tongue as his eyes dip, and you can tell that beneath his lashes is this gentle luminescent as his eyes flare, and you watch as the smoke that dances off the sticks of incense slowly begin to curl into more cryptic and runic shapes and glyphs. Predominantly among them, do you not recognize any too familiarly, except for one, a particular smoke trail that for a moment resembles that of an elkin skull. And Father Lucian's eyes flicker open for a moment, and you expect it to be something morose, something somber. But instead, you see an expression on his face that is something confused, but also amused and hopeful. And he looks to you and says, Yes, yes, your friends are going to be. They're going to be okay. More okay than you know.
Good. Very good. I need to go.
Of course, if you have duty, I will not stop you. Sit down, my boy. And he sort of helps you up onto your feet as he begins to sort of shuffle out of the pew lane. At the end of this ritual, as you begin to steel yourself and regather your motivation, your drive to meet your allies. In the sequence, I believe it was Victor and Kane who were the second in tow, and then Yekaterina and Garrick?
I don't know if Kane went with me.
Kane is with you, Katerina and
Yeah,
Garrick.
Kane.
Yeah.
Right,
Remember,
so
we have Garrick in a wheelbarrow.
We gotta return it.
Yes, I
to
do.
get
was
back.
friend
I
ran.
remember.
I shot a bolt at the lady. Then after firing a bolt and Katerina came in, I called and then I ran in the direction that friend was, but Wisp stayed behind.
Okay. Then just for the sake of convenience and consolidarity then, I'll say because of the time, Victor, you spent trying to direct Milavage to safety, that's perhaps did your walking space and cadence become laggardly enough for your companions to catch up to you, just for the sake of you all arriving at the same time. As gradually all of you find yourselves in the threshold and following the sort of debris of knocked over carts and toppled sort of goods stands and the gate to this place having been fucking flung open and much the same you will happen upon St. Andrew's and see self-evident designations of where friend had rampaged off to.
I think as we kind of come in together and see Victor, will you, Katerina, like look up as she's pushing this fucking wheelbarrow. Did you find friend?
Well, I mean, I was trailing behind him, but fucker's fast.
He's a very large man.
Which is why I'm fairly sure that it was here, at least.
Probably. I don't know the protocol. Bringing wheelbarrows into churches. I guess we'll find out.
Worst case, I can park it with a body.
For the sake of Leshy's visibility on these scenes, I am Rook is not here, but Rook is here in spirit. No, you move your way in past the nave and into the narthex, and can see that Father Lucian is sort of stepping out and helping Friend who looks remarkably less smoldering and scarred and flesh less peeled back by flame, but still a little injured as he sort of begins to hurriedly shuffle out. Lucian sort of hears the of the wagon, the barrel wheels. Are you bringing in the wheelbarrow
Yeah.
into the main chapel?
I mean, healing.
Okay.
Okay,
And I'm not
gotcha.
strong.
Trundling in with Garrick, does Father Lucian almost jump a little bit at the sight of it as he looks at all of you so marred and injured for the most part, as you just hear him say, "Oh, in the light's name." He sort of looks over the
Father.
barrel. His complexion is deathly blue.
That's not that's a separate thing. Don't worry about it.
He's cold to the touch, you're sure?
Elf thing. I mean, he kind of looks down at Garrick. Yeah, because he did this with the other one. It's not important. We have your bones.
You've recovered the saint's bones.
Yeah.
Kane, like, lifts the reliquary up in, like, a showing manner. Like, here are the bones.
The Will Smith.
He looks at the stone reliquary clutched in your hands as he quietly whispers a prayer over Garrick as he administers him a healing word, and looks back and extends his hand out to you. You press the stone reliquary into his hands as he holds it aloft, and the weight sort of hats it down. He looks over and sees undoubtedly a small collection of finger bones and a prominent jawbone amidst the glass as he wipes away the grime, and he says, I cannot thank you all enough. You have undoubtedly averted what I predict to be a grand disaster. Who? I have to know. Who was it? Who?
It is complicated, Father.
Right.
Milivoj. Oh. Milivoj took it, but it was because the gravekeeper, the coffin maker, had paid him to. He was only seeking to help his family. She kind of hesitates for a second. Lord Commander Strasny knows.
Oh,
It was not
that-
meant for him.
He slumps his shoulders with brows furrowed in concern and says, I am sure, whatever their reasons, it could not have been malignant.
Henrik, from my understanding, was under duress. The woman, the Empress, I think, she had forced him.
Then my suspicions were true. There was a greater, more sinister plot at play.
So it would seem.
I will, though the Lord Commander seldom heeds my words or advice, I will look to, petition him at the Reformation Center for some sort of mediation for the two of them. I thank you, and I will tend to these bones at once, lay them back to rest, and if it pleases you all, I think you're in for quite a spectacle. And he begins to walk down the lane of the Narthax and winds up and around the dais until he's behind the altar. You watch as he descends into the small nook behind said altar. And as he places the reliquary back upon its stone pedestal within this clandestine tomb, does he bow his head in prayer and begin to quietly murmur the sanctifying words of his patron saint. And as he does, each word sort of sings into this choiretic resonance that echoes and cascades off every one of the stone walls in this room. All of you see as the room around you illuminates. And a phenomenon not unlike the miracle that Friend had cast that day at the well, the grand purge that had cast away at the contaminants and the corruption that lingered within that wellspring. But much the same here, you watch as outside the clouds gently begin to swirl and part. And as that sort of membrane of ozone thins to real rays of real incandescent sunlight cascade through the mosaic glass, and the entirety of the chapel thrums with warmth. Solar warmth. A feeling that some of you have never felt before. A feeling that some of you haven't felt for a long while. And as the entirety of the chapel thrums with this solar incandescence, and you feel the resplendency cascade off of your skin, and it begins to sort of flush, and the temperature rises fucking nearly 20-25 degrees. Slowly does that same energy begin to rescind with the end of the Father's prayer, and the bones that reside within that reliquary begin to rattle and soften before the grime away wipes, and you all feel the boundaries with any sort of cursory glass that looks outside into the graveyard as a small little line begins to wind around the perimeter of this property until they touch at the very gate of the entry. And the hollowed ground is restored. Clouds in the sky fold back over and they thicken once more. The rays of sunlight, ephemeral and fading, as they peel back and hide as if the sun was never felt. Crawling out of the crawl space behind the altar, Father Lucian shambles forward and admires the new sort of liveliness of the chapel as he makes his way over to you, admiring the light abound, and he looks to you and he smiles and he says, "In the face of what might we interpret to be the more grievous detailers on this day, I believe I have it on good authority that there are fortunes not yet realized."
Is that so?
His eyebrows raise and he has a glib smile and he says, "I certainly believe so. If your friend has anything to say about it."
I think you see at this point that Rand, who was hyping himself up, to like go around and find everyone. Once everybody came back and he saw how hurt everyone was, he's now turned back to face the wall and is trying unsuccessfully to hide, seeing that he is 7.5 feet tall and the only things around him are a bunch of pews. And he's just kind of trying to make himself as small as possible in this kind of very open space.
Ekaterina's gonna come over and scoot to the edge of the pews. Friend, are you alright?
I ran.
It's okay.
No, it's not.
She puts a hand on your... Friend, it's alright. We're alright.
Father was right. Can't do the one thing I'm made for correctly. Supposed to protect and help.
And you have done a very good job. So this was one small.
So small. Leshy's gone.
Her lips purse for a moment. It's true. There is a chance that, from what Garrick, he is not. And I don't think Leshy would want you sitting here punishing you.
I apologize, Peach. The end of all of your sentences are
That's
being
because I'm too
absorbed.
far away from
Yeah.
my mic because I'm holding a toast with egg on it and I didn't want it to drip. I'm sorry. I'm eating my breakfast. Let me try that again. He is gone. But from what Garrick has said, is perhaps not forever. And I don't think Leshy would want you sitting here punishing yourself for this.
No. His spirit didn't seem like it. Okay. But no more fire from now, please.
I will try. And if we see any more, I will try to put them out.
Your friend is not nice.
Say that again?
Your friend is not. He's talking about the Lord Commander.
He is
Not nice.
my friend.
Hmm.
Make that very clear.
Friends don't use fire.
If we can, we'll avoid him as much as possible from now on. Alright? I'm quite good at that.
Okay. I think he sees Garrett in the wheelbarrow and just is gonna look at Ekaterina and go, is he okay?
He will be. He's just sleeping right now.
I'll carry him.
Okay.
And I'll once people are ready to leave, I'll carry Garrick so that people don't have to push the wheelbarrow, so it doesn't look like a. Well, I guess he's still gonna look like a dead body either way, but maybe less so. Yeah, so I'm gonna skulk out the pews.
What do
Can
you
I
say, Samadio? Also,
interject?
yeah, please.
Yippee. When the father was healing Kane, I think what Kane would do in thanks is just do a little bow and let me get my voice on. Thank you. Father is the term, right?
Yes. Perhaps it is formal, and if it makes you uncomfortable, you are welcome to refer to me by my name.
I would much rather respect your title. Thank you for the healing, Father.
I have heard in great sum, and even felt it in my prayer. But there seems to be a great deal of talk about this? The elk-headed one, the spirit.
Leshy. During the battle with the vampires, Leshy, and past, Garrick says we can bring him back if we bring him to the toy maker. So, he's dead, but not dead.
He cocks a brow as you just hear him murmur to himself, "The toy maker. I'm afraid, if it has been longer than a minute, I have no means of resuscitating your compatriots, and I need not cast doubt to local, delightful Mr. Blinsky. But I do not believe that resuscitation is within his modest skill set."
I suppose at first glance you wouldn't think so, but Leshy is an interesting case. Part. I mean, you saw him. Garrick knows a lot more about the technology aspect of him than I do, and unfortunately he is unconscious right now, but from Garrick's speech, he believes that the toy maker can help us. So it's worth a shot at the very least.
Perhaps it is. And he sort of looks into the wheelbarrow in the center of his fucking chapel. And he sort of looks to you, Ekaterina, and you can tell that he has a smile, like he's patient enough to accept this, but you can tell that there's like a gentle break of protocol. But he looks at Garrick and says, "Well, at least he is being afforded a moment of respite. If you are content to seek out the toy maker for your compatriots' plights, I would expect a how do I say this? A tonal dissonance between your demeanors and his."
Sorry, I fucking choked on my toast earlier. Give me a second.
They got
This
her
has been a
ass.
rough breakfast, gamers.
You said,
Fucking dying.
what do you mean?
Thank you.
The toy maker is a bright and mirthful fellow. He has no context for your perceived loss. He is impossibly upbeat and mirthful. One of a kind in Barovia.
Do you have another recommendation?
In terms of interpreting constructs like your dear passed fellow. No, I would be the only secondarily inclined, but I confess I know not about machinery, though I do know more about the spirits in the soul that motivates and transfers.
Well, I'm gonna, for the sake of getting a little help here, I shake the wheelbarrow a little bit.
Garrick, I'm gonna say Garrick has been, in a sense, dreaming of basically everything in his life going well, His friends are there, you guys are there, his family is there, and then all of a sudden it all burns down, and he just violently wakes up.
Hey, you're alright. You're okay.
There he is.
He puts his hands to his face as he almost tries to wipe his face clean as he looks to the sky and looks around, knowing he's now in the church. It wasn't a dream,
Morning's
was it?
radiance.
He looks at you,
No.
Katarina. It was a bad dream.
The one elf in Barovia who sleeps and I get him. What luck. Father Petrovich here isn't certain that Blinsky is going to be the best one for us, but I thought you could do a better job of explaining to him what Leshy is, in case he might know of a different way.
Garrett slaps his face and gets out of the wheelbarrow. Leshy is a
Gonna
ancient
wheel
spirit.
this out.
Is an ancient spirit trapped in a body of a warforged construct. His spirit, in a sense, which comes from the earth, and if it were to return, it would likely stay there. He still has unfinished business, and I would like to see if I could help him keep it, but Katarina, can you please bring out his body?
Walk over and I'll pull the skull out from the bag.
In his chassis, he has a magic crystal that was unfortunately damaged beyond repair. Maybe replacing it might help, but the damage from the magical whiplash that it gave damaged a lot of the portion of the body without really good schematics or somebody well versed in this old technology. I do not believe Leshy would be revived, and if there's anyone that can know any form of machinery from this olden time, if you know anybody other than Gadolf Blinsky, he's the only person I can think of.
Well, I don't know about these things, maybe I'm wrong. Are we certain that Leshy himself is tied to the machine? And not...
Lucian chuckles as you bring that up, Katerina, examining the runic sort of symbols that cover the skull. As he says, the young lassie's clever in her estimations. Whatever Lassie is natively is something that is divorced from the machinery that seems to composite his that vessel, gesturing to the hunk of iron. Whatever this battery at his core, sundered as though it may be, it facilitates the soul's projection through this skull. You are correct, Garrick, in your assessment that to destroy the skull would relinquish Lassie's essence back into the natural world as whatever primal item that he is. It would likely reinfest and dispense itself along wherever it was natively spawned, whatever natural egregore that had conjured him in the first place. If you are looking to free the soul without dispersing the essence, there is an argument to be made about reconstituting the body, which perhaps is within Mr. Blinsky's talents. Although a much larger issue therein lies is that, as far as I am aware, Mr. Blinsky is no form of magician, and the magics that bind this skull are of a great aptitude. You will need a magus capable of dispensing a great font of powerful mana. In doing so, will that facilitate your fallen ally long enough to manifest? His manifestation will be ephemeral, so you will need a more long-term material need. I am unaware of the magus that can be found within the confines of Valaki. And he sort of looks to you, Ekaterina. But if I am not mistaken, I have heard that some people, when they are dissatisfied with matters of faith, they turn to the matters of arcane and speak with a consul found within your encampment. I do so believe.
She looks at him for a moment before briefly glancing over her shoulder at Kane. I suppose we could ask Etamir.
Kane was listening in, but when he hears, like, what the name Catamir, he just sort of, what's the way to describe it? He sort of pops up and just leans in a tiny bit closer to the conversation.
I've never seen him do anything that grandiosity.
Either way, our first stop should be to get off Blinsky at the very least. See if there's anything he can do.
Very well. He returns to you the elk skull. Then you nestle back into the crook of the bag of holding.
I was gonna have Garrick hold it.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, Garrick's gonna he's just gonna, in a sense, like, he's gonna cradle Leshy's head with with a lot of care.
You should probably start anyway. This Annabelle's birthday 2 days ago.
You're cutting in and out. I'm sorry.
Fuck me!
Don't yell at me.
Get a studio mic, Peach. It'll be great.
Your quality is fine.
I know, it's just the problem is I have to fucking constantly lean to the side because my desk is a mess and I don't have it set up right before my mouth. Anyways, what the fuck did I say? Couldn't hurt to stop there. I need to pick up a gift for my sister anyway. She looks at everyone. Are we going to,
Yeah. I'm just ready.
Thank you again, Father.
Of course. Safe travels, all of you.
There's a Boris token on the ground. Boris is gone.
No, where's Boris?
He's right there,
Damn.
right above me.
Oh,
Why
squeak.
is he back?
It's a
No.
phantom.
Surprise attack. Save it for later.
It's a phantom.
No, someone else. I'm
Oh.
complaining about a different man.
Garrick is
I think
schizophrenic.
Oh, God.
is friend coming through? Twilight?
Oh, yes.
Play with your
I'm following you guys.
I think
Apologies.
as you start to come, does Ekaterina see someone beyond the door, and she kind of holds up a hand to you for a second.
Long time
Okay.
no see.
Hello, sir.
Hello again, Lord Commander.
Oh, I know I just left y'all in your own pieces. I know we're all busy, but there was more than a couple complaints about some big Mother Hubbard stampeding through the streets, knocking over shit he shouldn't been, matter of property damage and disturbing the peace.
I wonder who.
A friend of ours.
I know who it was.
And you know that he's here under my care, and I'm happy to pay any fines that may have been in.
Glad to hear it. It's a paltry sum, but a sum nonetheless. And I'm afraid I'd like a word with a big fella.
Katerina hesitates for a second before she looks over her shoulder. Friend, can you come here for a moment?
Okay.
And she's gonna walk up beside you. She's not gonna let you go talk to him by yourself.
He looks up at you, not very high, because he himself is a tall man, but he looks up at your statue and says, "You're even gnarlier close up. Now you're causing a bit of a scuff, and now, circumstances notwithstanding, we can sweep that whole business out the coffin maker's shop, under the rug, man to man. But what I won't have you doing is causing a stir, more so than you already do with your presence alone. You're gonna be in my city. You're gonna behave nice and sane. You get me, boy?"
Mm,
I didn't hear an answer.
okay.
Alright. He sort of furrows and squints his eye as he looks at you and says, "You're the biggest and baddest of your little troupe here. What's a big son of a bitch like you doing running from a fight?"
Fire is bad.
He has a phobia of fire. And your little fireball caused him to run.
Officially, I'm not quite sure what you're all talking about. But fire ain't all bad. Fire can be a solution to a great many problems, friend. And I'm sure with time you'll come to understand that.
But
Hell,
I'm
it's a
sure
part of your
you
home.
must understand, Commander. Your presence can be very intimidating.
Oh, I don't think so. After all, I'm a big old teddy bear.
But to someone like Friend who has never seen a warrior such as yourself, one who can utilize magics as well.
Father says fire is bad, and father is always right. So fire is bad.
It was just the heat of the moment. We were all deep in combat, and he ran on instinct. If there's any help you need to repair those, let us help our friend, and then after I will help you with anything that you ask.
Notwithstanding a courteous guess sum is gonna be 50 gold pieces.
I think Ekaterina doesn't even hide, like, the wince that she does.
Will my
Don't
be shy.
hang on, I was gonna would my help as in a sense a handyman reduce the sum in any way?
I'll tell you what We'll treat it as a deposit. You pay your initial fine now of 50, and you do enough good work, son, and I'll give you 30 back.
Fine. You can. Garrick will hold like the 9 pieces of gold. It's like, this is all. And look at Katarina. This is all I have on me for now.
Very,
I take out all no gold.
very regretfully pulls out her bag. So that's 9
41.
from Garrick,
All our money.
40. Oh, I have to. Thank you, Jacob. I can do math. I was just making sure I had everyone's numbers right.
It's all our money, isn't it? That's like literally all we have.
No, I have so much money. I have so much. Don't worry.
Oh.
Katarina's just kind of being a baby.
I'm pretty sure we've all given her any money we found.
I have so much cash, gamers.
We should have paid our taxes. Then they would have paid for that.
Taxes don't cover fines, and she sorts through the gold, takes Garrick's, holds it out to Izek.
He plucks it with his one good hand and looks to you and says, I'll see you around for a little community service.
Wait.
And you, big guy, stay out of trouble.
Wait. There's...
Mm.
There was a...
I think there's been a miscommunication very quickly. He doesn't have Leshy's axe. He has his own axe.
No, because he did take Leshy's axe when he picked up his
body. I didn't have the heart to correct anyone because it seemed like a big, convictious point. If you guys want him to have plundered Leshy's axe because you think that's interesting, that's definitely within the confines of his character. I described him picking up his own axe. Izek also has an axe. The last session, somebody spoke that into existence, and I thought to myself, if other people think that's more interesting, I'll just go with the flow of your DM.
I was under the impression he did not have an axe, so when you said he picks up the axe, I thought he just grabbed friends, and Leshy's. I was like, that's not fair. And then you just let me spread misinformation wherever
I was fully gonna go with it. I was like, that's.
I say let's
I
do it.
apologize.
I was gonna yes and it.
I say we yes and it. I think that's a really good like.
Okay.
Yeah.
He liked
I'm yes anding it.
He really liked the form of Lexi act. He wanted to keep
He said it was.
Wait,
it looked gnarly.
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh.
So does he actually have the axe?
Now he does.
Does he actually have the axe? Okay, can you see the axe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's bigger than the one that he keeps a battle axe in a sort of ringlet at his hip on the right side.
Oh.
He's kept that Leshy's axe, given that it is a gray axe, has sort of been slung over his fur cape onto his back.
Wait, before you go, I would appreciate it if you return my friend's axe.
Why? You don't need it.
It is still our friends, and at the very least, you would be doing a kindness to return it.
Or kindness. Garrett, go ahead and make me a little persuasion check for me.
Oh God, not.
Can I give him advantage if I bat my big brown eyes at him?
Sure.
Because you're
getting a +1 on that. That's about all I got.
I'll say the DC is 15, and you have advantage.
Yeah, roll again, bud.
Oh, that was the normal roll. Thank God. I thought that was the advantage. Nope.
Oh.
You are with advantage, yeah.
No.
He looks to you, Garrick, and he says,
I'll burn my inspiration.
Oh
Shit.
All right.
Give it a third try.
One more.
One more time. Another persuasion with advantage.
Yeah, so you get to roll twice.
Oh.
Try again.
No.
Is that one more? Advantage?
Yeah, it's still with advantage.
Here we go.
Yes!
There we go. Fucking took 4 rolls.
Spicy.
He unhooks it off his back and looks at it and says, I'll tell you what. I'll give this back to you under a condition. We're hosting a bit of a games this upcoming weekend. Bit of a tourney in honor of our martyred St. Andrew. There's going to be all sorts of games, drinking, jousting, archery. And I was going to enter under House Vlakovich's pits as their little champion. If one of you boys sign up and get in that little melee with me, we'll put a wager on it. Winner keeps the axe. How does that sound?
I'll do it.
You will not do it, get it.
Let me.
I'll do it.
Let me do
Thank
it.
you. Nope.
Ooh.
Well, let
Garrick.
You can't
No,
just
no, no.
stares daggers at you.
And Garrick he's immune to it right now. His emotions are really numb. He does.
I must profess my preference. I mean, ill will, Garrick, but I would love to throw hands with this big motherfucker right here.
Let's go, big guy.
See you this weekend. I love this man's spirit. And he sort of he doesn't punch you hard enough to deal damage, but he gives you kind of like a playful, half playful, half not playful jab in the gut. As he's like, oh, it's going to be a fun weekend. Now you all stay out of trouble now, you hear?
Of course, Amanda. Thank you for your time.
He walks up.
I don't think
I'm
Sherry.
making that money back, and it's going to be by going around this town and getting everyone to bet against it.
I don't think it was best to let Fred do that.
Well, I'm sorry. Did you want me to let you go into the ring and get your ass handed to you?
It was a better option than
Garrick.
Friend.
Garrick, he will kill you.
I would not have let him.
It's a... First of all, they hold these tourneys pretty... Okay, actually, before I speak something into existence, I'm assuming that this is a hand-to-hand combat thing. Isaac can't use his fire shit, right? That would go against the spirit of it.
You're right in the fact that no magic is allowed, but it's not hand to hand. It's weapon melee.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah.
I meant melee. It's okay. So then, going back to what I was saying, he doesn't use his magic in the tourneys. It's not allowed.
You also know that officially he doesn't have magic. It's a
And
very...
officially, it isn't magic according to God. No. He doesn't use his fire in the tourneys.
So I really want to punch him in the face.
And also, Friend really wants to punch him in the face, and I think it's going to be funny. And I'm going to request that you, Garrick, do not offer to let yourself get fucking murdered while we're here.
If you want, Garrick, you can fight me to see if between us, who could go.
I mean...
We'll settle that another time. I'm not fragile. So...
I'm not saying you are. I'm saying Izzy Strasny could crush your head in one hand. That isn't a matter of how large you are. It's a matter of how large he is. Alright?
settle that issue another time, but let's just... The sooner we get to the toy maker, the sooner we get Leshy back.
Yes.
Okay.
You focused on Leshy.
I think you need to temper your expectations for what Blinsky can do, however.
Garrick's in a sense already walked off.
Katarina rubs her temples. Come on.
Bad.
I know. Pat you on the back.
Making your ways down, exiting St. Andrew's Church and finding you're going down through the Svalich street that bisects most of Vallaki and Twain. Do you find yourself winding around and through Vallaki? Let us see here.
Does anybody need to be carried? Is everybody walking?
Everybody's walking.
I also
Um,
dropped off that wheelbarrow again. I know that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of
Did you
things,
get
but
your
it
coin?
matters to me. I return my shopping carts.
Give her
As
back
they-
the gold coin. Give her back the gold coin. You hold these cards.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you bring it back, and the old man fucking fully gives you back a gold coin.
No, I make him keep it. It's like there's this kind of awkward back and forth of where she's like pushing it back into his hand.
We kind of
Ah.
need it right now.
After a strained sort of back and forth between the two of you guys. Let's see here. Okay. Activate this one as we get to see a first little peek at the map of Vallaki. Let me see.
Ignore
sorry.
me. Ignore me. Sorry.
I will look at any
Much for
message in the
later.
middle of the session.
Don't
You
do
guys head down the main thoroughfare, winding through a lot of sort of domestic passes, going between what are some of the larger bits and abodes. And along the way, as you're sort of passing through, you find various areas that are kept here that you see a lot of printed propaganda litters the walls here. A lot of the notices are more sort of speakings about the legal code of conduct. Some of them are more individual, sort of pointed out bits referring to, the more fine articles that are found within the legal code, such as speaking not of the devil's name, things suggesting tariffs for silver and acquisitions and levies from the outer farmlands. Warning signs against Vistani and something of a more odd nature. Are these common characteristic sort of images that depict individuals sort of talking with nothing but their minds. And there seems to be some sort of legal passage about not being allowed to use telepathy within the confines of the city. But as you go through and see all that, I'm going to just briefly unlock some propaganda posters for all of you. If you want to get what the most fucked up racist caricatures, they're all yours to explore.
Yay.
All will be well.
What is
That is
keep
correct.
mom? She's not mum.
Keep
What
mum,
does that mean?
which
Keep mum
means
means be quiet.
Oh,
yeah. It's like don't get too careless talking about your duties in front of people who shouldn't be hearing them. Don't talk about
I mean,
your
she's
job.
kind of
okay.
It's loose lips sink ships, essentially. These
Gotcha.
are
She's
basically
kind of
what
Okay,
saying-
we're-
I understand that. I know that one. Got it.
she's kind of slaying in that poster though.
Hell yeah.
She's kind of eating.
kind of slang,
Isn't she
kind of.
just?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of eating though. Like her waist is snatched. Like
Damn, is she a bad bitch? I ain't gonna lie. But heading southbound, all of you continue along until you come across a property bit that is a bit receded away from the road some. As you approach, you all see a building that is a little bit more eccentrically made, that stands out from the more traditionally gloomy and gothic motifs of every other. The front area of this property in itself is a game. It is a low cut hedge about 3.5 feet tall, so you can see over it, but the hedge sort of forms into this little maze that winds to the front door. Miraculously, you see the most advanced piece of technology that any of you are familiar with as you approach this front, which is a clock tower. Built-in mechanisms that heed up this winding limestone tower. Do you see these hour hands tick and talk, and these beautifully carved pumpkins that decorate the front with little lights that'll gently illuminate their warm ochre interiors? From little hatches on the sort of oustings in the front of the building, you see small little spring-loaded puppets of the sort. that protrude outwardly and almost invitationally. And as you all begin to encroach near the front of this property line, you see a puppet unlike any other, in which that's atop this sort of awning that is in the front of the building. You see a man-sized scarecrow that has a bunch of its limbs all jury-rigged into individual sort of passages and joints. To its side, a brass hornlet is coiled out, and as you all begin to approach, you all watch as this puppet dances to life. Its arm winds over and extends outwardly to all of you and almost beckons you forward. And you can hear through the little brass horn instrument at its feet as it sort of excitedly gestures for you all to come closer. Come closer together, Blinskys! Remember the name! He's no fun! He's no Blinsky! And it keeps trying to wind you guys closer as you sort of sift through this shrubberous maze.
As we're walking, I think that
Garrick just pushes through the hedges.
Oh, yeah, I thought they were just like leaves on the ground. I'm sorry, I thought they were just leaves on the ground.
No, you're good. You can
Walks into
totally
the corn maze.
fucking say fuck this maze and just walk through it. That's why you can't.
Garrick's cheating the corn maze.
My bad. I thought it was just leaves on the ground. I'm like, that's weird.
Moving to like us, not that they're away from the group, but so that the closest person to Victor is Katerina. He'll try to like look their way before he has Wisp like reconjure on his shoulder, and the beak clacks for a second before they whisper in Ekaterina's voice as they lean forward. They go, Milovash. Milovash.
She turns her head slightly to look at you. Did he not?
Mom, I'm giving you spending money. If you spend it on pies, I will kill you. Alright, then get on with it. Split up! Yeah! Fat shots who came into this money. Let's get you to the Reformation Center.
Oh, it was caught.
I would normally save this for Stars and Wishes, but that was so fucking good, dude. Oh my god.
That was really good, by the way. That was a good. I don't believe you remember
Incredible.
that. I don't believe you
Hey.
lying to me.
I had to
Hey.
listen to the recording twice to make sure I nailed it.
That was
It's
great.
really good. And
That's
I
really
love the dedication.
I'm no Hades,
Like-
but it just comes with the Jake names.
We're just on that level. I think Ekaterina you watch as her features harden a little bit, but she nods. At least we fucking tried, I guess.
Hoping for better days.
You and the rest of Barovia.
And I will desummon Wisp and just, after seeing people not looking towards Victor, he will very nervously put his right hand on the hedge and try to navigate and just be like, remember, keep your right hand on the wall. Just keep walking, keep your right hand on the wall. Keep
How
your right
tall
hand-
is the edge?
I don't think it's that I mean, like, after a certain point,
It's
you lose
intentionally low.
customers, right?
It's intentionally low
Yeah.
enough so that you can't get lost.
I was gonna say, like,
I know, but in Victor's, as soon
It's
as
funnier.
he sees the hedge, he's like, oh, fuck. And
The puddle.
it's like waist-high hedges, and even then he's like, shit. Huh.
he forgot his glasses today.
You're doing
Tunnel
great.
vision.
You got this.
Yes.
Don't
Continue
say
forward.
anything.
Over the hedges.
Don't say anything. Not a word.
Mm-hmm.
Victor's doing the thing like you see like ice skaters do when they're the first time on the ice.
Yeah. Exactly. He's like wobbly knees. He's like holding his hand on the hedge, and he's like walking
Holding
around.
it
His
onto the
head
hedge so
does
there's no
not go
stable
up.
enough.
After he finishes talking with Katarina, he's like tunnel vision to the maze, so he's staring at the floor. Like in his mind, these hedges are like 10 feet tall, and there's a flat ceiling that he can't go over. And he's like trying to feel out the maze. And then he gets to the end, and he looks and just sees Katarina staring at him, and he goes, "Not a word."
Wasn't say anything.
Garrick.
I want to say
sorry.
that after completing the little maze section, Kane is just going to look up at this scarecrow automaton thing and just tilt his head. What are you?
For quick clarification, this scarecrow is inert and unmoving. There seems to be no jerry-rigging. This scarecrow up here on the awning, you
That
can
one.
tell it has like a little klaxon horn out of the front of it, and it is all jerry-rigged with a bunch of puppet strings and everything like that to make it sort of move and dance. But as you guys have gotten closer, you watch as in almost sort of like an abrupt jerking motion, has the puppet gone still, and you don't hear anything coming out of the horn anymore. And as Garrick, you've gotten closer, you can hear from the inside of the building as someone is running from upstairs downstairs, trying to quickly get to the front of the store before you can.
Garrick's a man on the mission. He's already knocking on the door.
Hermine! The door opens, and you all begin to funnel in and behold a room that is absolutely rife with hundreds, trinkets and baubles and toys and things of every fashion. Many of the toys in here have a bit of a macabre twist to them. A small little gallows thing where you can hang your dolls, or a small little carousel that depicts Wolf chasing children. But rushing downstairs with a bounce of mirth about him, a little bit fatigued at this junction, leaning over the front of the counter, is a larger, rotund man wearing a tight-fit jester's costume, a small little hat with little bells at the very end, as he sort of holds out his hands ostentatiously and says, "Welcome, one and all, to Gedolf Blinsky's toy shop. Remember, he's no fun, he's no Blinsky. What can I do for you all today, my beautiful range of strange and mysterious friends? I must confess, it has been a while since I have had such a diverse array of guests in my store."
Garrick will look at him. He, in his own mind, is entranced by everything that he's seeing. He, honestly, if he was in a better mood, he'd be gushing over everything, but he's so laser focused on him. He just goes up and asks him, "Listen, Mr. Blinsky, I would love to see your work another time, but I ask your help in this serious manner. We have a construct that needs to be looked into, and we need an expertise on the matter. I am a master of constructs, but my friend here, he's gonna move to the side for Ekaterina to show off the body of Leshy. He's a bit of an odd thing, even for someone like me, and I would love if you could take a look at it and help us repair our friend."
Of course, I have no guarantee that I will be able to familiarize myself with crafts that are not the Blinsky make, but I will happy give best try. Let me see this thing which that you speak, yeah?
I was muted. I've been trying to talk.
Oh, no.
So I had stepped away when you did the description of Blinsky. Is the monkey there?
Yeah, there's a little monkey on his little
Okay,
shoulder.
I think Katerina is like fully fixated on this tiny, hairy little human on his shoulder, and it. What the? Okay. Pull out the chassis and the head, and I kind of just carefully set it down before taking another step back.
You set it down. The monkey hops off his shoulder as it sort of like moves up to inspect it. And he looks it over and says,
Whew, it has been likely seen better days, I have no doubt.
he sort of pulls it over and sort of
Let me clear the counter. Piccolo, come here.
he sort of picks up Piccolo the monkey and sets her over on this side. And you can see that she's a little like macaque monkey wearing a little pink tutu. And he
Cappuccino.
Garrick's gonna gently set the head down alongside the body.
She's a macaque. Cappuccines are the devil. Macaques is like punch.
Regardless,
monkey.
I know who Punch the Monkey is. How dare you? I think Katerina is enamored with this monkey. Continue.
He clears the counter as he's moving some of the dolls off, one of which he's actually going to roll a quick skill check for. None of you see it so closely, but you do see that as he clears the top of the table, there is one doll that he starts to like wrap up and put away that you see that he realizes should not have been out, and sort of with a greater state of urgency and worried as he sort of tuck it underneath the counter. But as he's sort of pushing them out and around, does he move everything out of sight until the counter is clean, and you lay Leshy's automaton body over the top of it. He takes a moment and goes,
Well, this is indeed a large, good device. I have never seen a construct of this full size. The servos are ancient yet so complex. Might I ask where you found such a wonderful thing?
On the literal outskirts of Barovia. His name was Leshy. He saved my life multiple times, and Is there anything you can do to repair him? Even for a
Well,
moment.
let me see.
He looks it over and pulls out a little brush. Using its little straw bristles to begin to peel away at much of the grime that has built up and into it. And as he is examining it, before he even cracks open the hood, you watch as Blinsky leans in and you just hear him say,
No way. Do you know what this is?
and he taps very excitedly to the small lateral line of letters that say FVW.
We found that on his back a while ago, but we were not sure of the name.
It is a maker's mark. The maker's mark of not any, but the Fritz von Wirk, the greatest clockmaker ever presented in Barovia, once belonged to Count Strahd's own court. I'm sorry, the devil's own court. Once upon a time. Oh, he made such wonderful things in his day. And one day he just, whoop, gone. Nobody knows whatever happened to Mr. von Wirk. But small remnants of his creations pop up now and again. I am collector. I pay huge amount of money, which admittedly, right now, Blinsky kind of fallen on hard times. But maybe take out a loan, maybe get this from you.
No.
If you're okay, no,
It's
that's
not
fine.
for sale.
No.
Okay.
I need it.
Okay.
I need him fixed. And for a
Easy.
moment.
He gives it a more thorough examination, tapping over it, and he says,
Well, I found the heart of the issue. Everything about this body can be repaired into functioning order. And if you have a torque engine or some sort of spring device, like a wind-up toy, it could function for a couple of minutes, though not autonomously as you bring in. The heart of the issue is this, and he points to the device that was in the center of the core. This is what is referred to as an arcanite engine. Arcanite is a mineral that has great capacity for storing and recycling magical energy. Very, very, very rare. Very, very, very expensive. The only place you find this sort of arcanite crystal anymore is typically coveted by mages and magicians who use the crystals to make things like arcane focuses or other corresponding magical items because they like having engines. And there is no greater engine to arcane devices than arcanite. Will you find the arcanite in Valaki? Answer is probably no. I can get this fixed up all ship shape if you ever intend to use it. It will take me some time, some days. It is a lot of work. It's a big body. But I can repair the joints, update the servos. A lot of these cogs, I'm surprised, are even working in first place. Look at this, and he sort of shows you one of the winding edges that has been round down to a fucking nub. It's like, is miracle this thing move at all?
It was in much better condition this morning. Garrett sighs in relief, at least his body, but he knows he's not entirely sure if Leshy even wants to be brought back. Do you think we could, if we pour enough magic in for the moment, we could talk to him?
No, it's I am not the magician, but if you have means, you could buy yourself probably short little piece of time if you pour any of your mana reserves into the corresponding device. It might bring back a sliver of consciousness for very short time.
Yeah, that's basically what I was able to glean as well. All right.
What?
Victor.
Hang on. No. Wait a second. Before we do anything here. And we can. In a second. Hang on.
Sorry.
You fucking people. You say you can fix his body.
Mostly. I cannot fix the arcane engine.
So, and I just want to make this clear before we spend however amount of money you're going to ask for us to require that. It would be fixing the construct. It would not be returning our...
I'm afraid I am unfamiliar with the intricacies that is your friend. That seems like a bit of witchcraft that is beyond my capability. You want me to fix body? You want to make sure that you can put body back with whatever the pieces that were? It can do. Easy peasy.
You know what? Can I roll an engineering check? I want to see if Garrick would be capable of figuring that out.
Can I roll an insight to see if this guy is lying in the fact that either he A, cannot fix it, or B, he in fact does know where an engine is, he just doesn't want to give it to us?
Sure, both of you can make a roll.
I'm gonna let,
You do yours
okay.
first.
Okay. Alright, please give me a high one. There we go.
Damn, I should have gone first.
20.
With a 20, you look over, and as you're sort of surveying it, it's much the same in the sort of realm of it's not. None of this is ultimately matters. It's all about the spirit and how you sort of get it back. And because his source has been destroyed, it's not a matter about how good of an engineer you or Blinsky is. It's a matter of getting the Arcanite engine. So ultimately, the argument in between is moot. if you look over and you think you can repair, the answer is you think you could fix a lot of it. But ultimately, there are simply parts and pieces here that are privy to Blinsky that are not privy to you. And additionally, further onto that, he seems to have a familiarity with the nature and make of Leshy's native body here, and a sort of excitement that you easily sort of clock and tell. Like he's familiar with the vague construction of this automaton being.
He would. There's no real way of telling if Leshy's consciousness will come back even if we repair the core. If anything, it's a 50-50 at best.
Well, I also think we've... Again, no offense to your work, Mr. Blinsky. You make wonderful craft. Father Petrovich seemed fairly certain that in the matters of spirit, it is not something tools can fix.
His spirit is still in the skull, but whether it wants to go back to that body is ultimately up to Leshy himself. If we pour enough magic, we could have him speak. I know he hated the body, but I'm not sure if he'd want to come back if we just take away his skull.
And what if he doesn't?
We give him the burial he would ask of us. I do not want... Leshy hated that body. He hated being in there. I know at the very least he would ask of us to release him. But I would like to ask him himself. Once we know it's at least possible.
Did speak with dead work on constructs, Jacob?
In this context, it would.
I can get the board.
Sorry, what?
I can get...
You're cutting it.
You can talk to him.
Okay. If you would like to be my guest, I trust you.
Do you mean a authentic, genuine Vistani spirit board?
It's not for sale.
I'm not. I won't. I have no interest to buy it, but I would like to. If you would allow me to, I would love to see. I'll
she'll
make the
pull
deal.
it out.
You let me see. I'll let you hold the piccolo. Yeah.
Oh
Good
shit!
trade.
Immediately. Monkey.
Victor's baffled that Katarina folded like that.
We all have
So
our vices.
There's a monkey on my head, guys.
You get to read this as money and monkeys.
He looks at you, Victor, and she's like pointing at the monkey, like, you fucking see this shit?
Victor is like confused, dumbfounded. He's like the heartstrong woman that he's seen this whole time. You need to snap the fuck out of it. Don't disrespect me. Now it's just like full smile. Do you see the little monkey?
See the little monkey.
What the
Stupid nose. Okay. Then I let him look over it. I am looking like constantly though, because this is important.
Victor is
Sure.
looking at the board because he is worried that this is going to be swapped out.
Why
I'm
do you
staring
hate
at them.
this man?
I don't hate it.
Listen!
Listen! Some guy that just casually wears a jester outfit.
You're so right, actually. That's
You're
not
hanging
even.
out with you're hanging out with 7.5-foot man made of dead people and a giant nature animal construct.
Also, he did have a great amount of interest and said that the two things that he wanted were worth a lot, or that he at least would buy for a lot of gold. So I'm just making sure that he doesn't at any moment swap and give you like a faulty board, and then he's like, "No, that's your board."
Garrick,
That's
I'm
really
sorry,
good.
Victor. I need you to roll me just a general insight check. I need this.
for my own catharsis.
Isn't your illusion,
Listen,
man's-
I asked
this-
to do it.
This man is
Sorry.
out to get you.
this is your loose Duke.
This is your arch nemesis. The second you
This is
turn your
your-
back, this man is gonna fucking spike your drink. He's gonna stab you in the back. He's coming for you.
Victor just has his hand on his knife inside of the cloak.
This is your barbarian teacher.
With monkey on shoulders, I'm gonna activate.
The little monkey reaches out and takes a hold of the planchette along with any others who participate in the ritual. You watch as slowly does the board begin to thrum to life once again. Those necromantic channels that funnel through the pale paints the board until it begins to thrum to life, and you feel it connect with Leshy. Leshy, they're going to ask you questions. I ask that you send me a Discord message with any of your answers, if you would be so kind.
Katarina's head tilts back as she sits in the connection for a second. Leshy, do you want us to bring you back into your construct, buddy? I think quietly she looks back at everyone and kind of waits to see what else they would want to.
Garrick immediately looks like he's about to cry, but he almost like he can't. Are you sure, Leshy? Wanted to make sure give you the. Okay. I want
I
to make
didn't see it moved it.
Garrick's stuttering. He's almost like he wants Leshy back, but he knows it's his choice. You
What?
think?
Think? Do you want us to bring you back a different way?
Could always ask if we could bind him to a familiar of some kind.
The dog.
Okay, let's hang on.
Dog.
I was just pitching an idea.
No, not you. I mean, we're not doing that to that's.
The monkey.
A monkey.
A tiny
Snack
monkey
god.
barbarian.
Ah!
I'm okay. Actually,
Do you know if?
I
Or
was,
go ahead, Garrett.
I was gonna say, I'm not sure. I feel like I should roll for an idea of what, because I'm not entirely.
I have a
an
question.
I would like to point out very quickly, we have an idea.
I don't.
I'm not trying to put too fine a point on it, but we have been told through multiple examples so far that there is someone here who could help us.
Can you?
Casimir at the Vistani camp.
I mean, yeah, he can, but that was more to bring enough magic. I don't know what else. I thought that was
That is what you need.
Hang on. All right. Out of character. I thought Casimir was to just put enough magic to bring Leshy back within his construct body. Was that not the case? Well, we were.
That's
No matter
not
what-
what we said.
Yeah, no matter what, the channeling Leshy's spirits, and this could be interpreted like you're not wrong in the fact that if you wanted to put
Yeah,
it back
you're
in the
not
body,
wrong,
it's the same thing. But specifically, Lucian had said that if you had a magician of sufficient talents, they could evoke enough energy and mana into the skull to conjure more like a more primal form of Leshy's essence.
Okay.
So we could basically, instead of manifesting the spirit into a construct, we could manifest the spirit into a physical presence itself, rather than.
I think I in a sense misunderstood.
And also, no. I think you were right in that. I think that's what the father meant. Like we could bring back the spirit. She had to bring back the spirit either way if we want to put it back in the body. But also, I think we were just told that he can fix pretty much all the outside of the construct, but he can't fix the arcane engine, which is the one thing that's required to keep the soul within the construct.
Okay.
So even if we were able to bring the soul, but even if our plan was to put the soul back in the construct, we couldn't do it because, just because we don't know if anybody here has the knowledge or ability to fix the arcane engine.
Yeah.
In many words, exactly right.
Okay. Then.
Yeah. Ben describes all that in character, of course, as we all know.
As we all know.
Then our best bet would be the Donny camp with your.
Oh wow! It's almost as if I brought that up earlier. Do we have any more questions?
No.
Do dead
hands
people
off.
pay taxes?
We'll see you soon, Leshy.
Unless she comes back yassified.
Magic train board. It is as it is rendered mundane once again.
If Leshy doesn't want the body anymore, she kind of looks to Blinsky. How much were you?
No.
He said he doesn't want it.
That's for him to decide.
He quite literally just did. What are you
He
talking
did
about?
say no.
Let Leshy, when we see Leshy again, let him see what he wants to do with his own body.
It's not his body anymore.
If your friend decides that it does not want his old body and he is a free spirit outside of it, Blinsky's is always buying.
How much do you
Especially.
want? How much?
How much do you
Let's
want?
discuss that. How much do you have?
Please do not do this.
I'm not doing it right now. I'm just discussing pricing.
He's gonna
15
scam
gold.
us.
I want to be honest with you. The only reason
How much
why
are you capable of paying? See, I understand. You're not doing.
He reaches under the counter and pulls out a small little box and pinches through, and he says, I have 211 pieces of copper, 88 silver, 1 electrum, 48 gold, and 1 platinum.
He's lying.
That is not worth
That is,
Leshy.
he points the small little chest towards you, Victor.
That is not worth Leshy.
Victor does not look convinced.
Okay, first of all, you two are not involved in this bartering, so step back from the desk. Who? I will consider what you have. We will venture off to return our friend and ask him if he wants the chassis that he clearly does not.
I also have plenty of other things if they catch your interest. I have full inventory of.
He sort of gestures all around him, and also, if anyone is interested, he is a merchant. You double click him. He does
Yeah, I did click on him before.
I just noticed.
Guys, he has toys.
He's got a jar of eyeballs. Fuck.
I want a toy.
They're painted wood, but
Okay.
yes, they all look like
Yeah.
spooky little
I think
eyeballs.
Katarina looks through all of these and, for the most part, doesn't seem to find anything that she's particularly looking for.
He holds up the little unicorn to you, like, are you sure?
Very cute. My sister has very particular taste. She's a little. I say this so affectionate. Odd.
What about this key? It could theoretically unlock anything.
Theoretically, yes, you're right. It could unlock anything.
Did you just find a random key?
No, this is a magic key, I assure you.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm touching every
I
toy.
want to roll an insight on that.
Okay, regardless of your insight, I will say it's technically a magic key in the fact that there's a 1 in 20 chance it'll unlock any door. But like mechanically speaking, in my mind, it's just a key, and it's very funny. Like if you ever do find the door that it opens, it's very funny
Yeah.
how it like came into its possession.
How big
So
is
it's a
the
little
owlbear,
random.
Snugglebees?
It's a little.
The owlbear is definitely the biggest of the one. It's probably the size. Oh god, how do we even quantify it? It's large. It's like the size of a medium-sized dog.
I'm touching everything he has in this store. I hug
It
the
could be
rocking horse,
poison. Don't do
of
that.
course, because it's a horse.
I'm going to take the owlbear. And if we come back with the chassis, and she kind of like winks at him like, we will, I'll knock some of that off your price, alright?
You're just going to take the owlbear now?
But we're heading
Oh
back to my camp, it's for my sister.
Okay,
Like, I'm going
but,
to pay you for it.
just not now.
Now. No,
Oh,
I'm
I'm
going
hugging
to
the horse.
misunderstanding. I'm
Oh,
paying
okay.
you for it now, and then if we come back with the chassis, I will knock off 20 gold.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, that is acceptable. I thought you were robbing me.
No, God.
In which case, I could not technically do anything about it. I would just
Could
feel
not,
really
but
sad.
I mean, I'm not about to,
Please don't rob me.
take a bad relationship.
Lutskis has
with
fallen on
one-
very hard times.
And she says this like with a lot of Jesus fucking Christ, Victor, with like almost like so much affection in her face. You are the most. I'm
Okay.
not going to rob you. It's not. Can you just give it to me? It won't let me buy it because I have a coin purse.
Is this
Damn me and my fun little bags.
is this a rocking horse or a rocking bull?
The death trap.
There are rocking horses and there is a rocking bull, if you want.
I pick up the horse.
Oh, friend, I don't know. We can.
I've just given you 20 fake gold pieces to deduct it from your coin purse and buy it.
Oh, I already did it. Can you just give me the? Can you just give me the bear? I'm sorry.
No, I can't. That's why I'm saying.
Oh, I apologize. Okay, fine. Let me go and then.
Because
I'll...
it's down to his inventory.
God. There, I did it.
Proud of you.
Jesus.
How much are the horses?
Friend, we don't have anywhere to put that.
How much?
It is 5 silver.
Okay. When I work out how to get money, I will buy a horse.
Okay.
It sounds like a deal, my friend.
He's still
Yes.
trying to figure out
Yes.
taxes, so it may be a bit.
Yes.
Garek's
But
gonna.
collecting taxes is how you get money. I will collect taxes.
You should
Ah.
work for Vasily, the guy we met in the tavern. I bet he's hired.
Garek's gonna pick up Leshy's body
Good idea.
and hold it ready for Katerina to put it away. The
Oh,
bag of holding.
she's like trying to maneuver with this giant fucking owlbear in her arm.
Cool.
Slips it into the bag. Okay, come on.
As they're
as
leaving,
they're,
Victor. Sorry, you go first.
Okay. As they're exiting, Kane catches up with Yekaterina and just leans in. Is there anyone I can sell some things I got from the manor to? For no reason in particular.
If you're... The best place to do that is going to be in the cave if you don't want to ask questions.
Okay, thank you. Just.
And actually, with that in mind, I'm so sorry. I know you just went to the main map. Can I stop by the bookstore real quick?
There is not a bookstore map, so we're not getting off of here.
You don't have to go to a map. I'm just. Can I go to the
Well,
bookstore?
let's hand wave and consolidate the commerce scene. What specifically of your inventory are you looking to lay onto Yalpul and Sons?
I can't open my character sheet because I have victims of the. Oh wait, let me just.
I was about
Yeah.
to say, you should be able to access your character sheet through the Victims of the Mist. It's kind of like a...
It was working. I did. The macro's not working.
Understood. My apologies. I also realized I activated the wrong map, so it's neither here nor there. Uh,
Everyone's wrong.
Yep.
Everyone's
I
wrong.
would like to sell Book of Barovian History, Poetry Anthology,
All
and Blue Blooded Lips.
for all three of those, you are looking at.
75?
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check, and this will influence his offer.
Do you think
You
you'll
got
take
it,
the
buddy.
experimental ledger? And I have.
That'll be a fucked up little volume.
I mean,
He'll give you 60 for all three.
Fuck me. That's fine. I'll take 60.
wait, did
Okay.
that include my book?
No.
Oh.
Let me check experimental ledger. So you try to pawn off this. I want to say this is like a borderline illegal book. This is like a human experimentation. But he looks at it very upsetfully, and he's just like, the leather, I suppose, is fine enough. And with you can make your own persuasion check, or do you think you could roll better than Ekaterina?
Let's go.
Let's go.
What are you guys doing?
No, I don't want
One.
this.
Yeah, I'm
I
thinking-
simply don't. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
That's just fucking at least.
I get out.
So, well, yeah.
While we're here, I think Kane would try selling his exotic elvish cookbook as well.
Exotic elvish
You
cookbook.
haven't. You have
That
exotic
should sell for
elf-
something.
Yeah, that's that. Unironically, you have an exotic
It's worth
elvish cookbook.
25 gold.
I forget where
apparently.
you guys get shit. Yeah,
This
go
is
ahead
from
and make me a
Dirty
persuasion
Manor.
check. Oh, okay. Go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
Let's go.
Also,
Page
Peter, I don't know if you saw what Apex put
one.
in the
Ooh.
chat.
Oh,
$23.
Nice.
God damn.
Yeah, 23. He says that'll be a hot volume, especially if I can get that reproduced. Yeah, I'll give it to hell. I'll give it a little bonus on top because it looks like it's in really good condition. How does 30 sound?
oh, that sounds great. Kane is happily handing over the exotic elvish cookbook to him.
Hell yeah! And then I know that nobody has access to Leshy's inventory.
Yeah, I need to
Uh,
sell his book. I
and
forgot.
because you're doing that on behalf of Leshy, you
Yeah.
sell his book of the Ladies 3 for 20 more gold pieces.
Super.
Nice.
As you get handed the 30, Kane, she doesn't say anything, but she looks at you a little expectantly.
Kane looks at her
Money,
and
please.
like picks out 5 gold pieces and hands it to her as like commission.
Oh,
Oh, I just meant that I can hold on to it for you. Like, if you want to keep it, that's fine. No offense, you haven't been in Barovia for like 400 years, and I don't exactly trust you to know how much things are worth. But it's up to you.
I just want to get the big dragon from Belinsky.
She lets you keep the 5 gold.
we
This
can
is
almost
the reason
afford
why
a horse.
Kane wants money. He just wants a dragon.
But yeah, he nods at you like, yeah, absolutely. Well,
We can
when you
almost
come back,
afford a
you can
horse.
use it.
We can almost afford a horse. We're almost there, guys.
He said silver, didn't he? I think we can afford the horse now.
You think that friend who can't read knows how money works?
No.
You're so right.
I've never
bet-
sold or bought anything in my life.
Katarina's hoping that he doesn't understand that we have enough money for that because he
I
can't.
like to remind you the last time friend got something from his shopkeepers when he threatened him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
Trailing outside of the city. Just get soundtrack proper. You guys wind and curl around the main thoroughfares once again, passing by St. Andrew's Church and the corresponding orphanage until you happen upon the Sunset Gate. There is a bit of bureaucracy that occurs as the Vlakian guard hold you all of you up and gently harangue. Oh my God, the clock has been not going. I'm going to pass it 2 hours because I did not press the button for it to be passing. So I'm going to go 2 hours. There we go. Because that is how much time has passed in the real world. After some gentle haranguing from the guards at the Sunset Gate, are you all permitted a writ of leave? They tell you very frankly, if you're not back by sunset, the city's
I
going to be locked.
know.
You got to count out.
I
All right.
know. Thank you.
Exiting outwardly and taking a long walk sort of along these roads outside the walls, you all find yourselves on this sort of tread farm path that winds back to a central junction here.
Before we head in, I'd like to pull Kane aside. If that's okay.
Yeah.
Katarina just kind of falls into step with you. Are you excited to see your people again?
Half and half. I got a weird dream in Barovia involving my aunt, and she warned me not to speak to my uncle, but I'm conflicted. I want to speak to him, but my dream version of my aunt says not to.
I'll speak you a very quick addendum because I know it's been a while. Your Aunt Petrina specifically requested that you not talk to him about her specifically.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay.
Continue. I know it's been a bit. I didn't want this to be another like I need your humble focus thing when you actually needed the amber.
Yeah. Cool. In fact, with that, then he is going to think. I'm just retconning this, and he's going to hold his hand up to his chin and think for a moment. Unless, actually, I think she just didn't want me to mention her to him. Then so long as I don't bring her up, then it should be fine.
Katarina kind of
so long.
furrows her brow at you. And you haven't had any dreams about your aunt before this?
No, it only happened in the village of Barovia. I don't know if like she's trying to reach out to me after I escaped the Whispering Mob, but if she was, then wouldn't she have contacted me earlier? Dreams are confusing.
Huh. She kind of sits thoughtful for a second, but whatever seems to be troubling her about this, she doesn't bring up. I'm sure he'll be excited to see you.
I hope so.
Keep going.
Passing through, do you all find yourselves winding betwixt these flanking sets of imperious trees. Eventually, as the woods begin to part more and more, you all hear the whistling of an arrow. Embedding itself in a nearby tree side, you see an arrow shaft plunges itself close to you all. And you can hear a sort of voice call out from the woodland. Step no closer! Declare yourselves!
It's me, Katarina.
What?
Did my thing cut off?
Nope.
Oh. Do I recognize the voice? Did I assume something where I shouldn't have?
No. You.
Okay.
You
I'm just
guys.
sure.
You're staggered. He's staggered, and there's a moment where a little head pokes out from the underbrush, and you all see a very handsome, very rugged, sort of younger gentleman, maybe in his late 20s, And he has some pelts that sort of drain off him in a very deep V that just shows too much of a slutty chest. As he steps forward, as you say, Bruno
Mash.
steps forward from the signs as he says, "Oh, the fates, Katerina."
I sorry. There's
Oh,
kind of just like this awkward of like
sorry
be
does not
aware.
fucking begin to cover it.
I
Listen, I'm not even the one upset at you, but it's bad, and it's bad for many. Come on.
don't. I was gone for 3 days.
Yes, unannounced, mind. Oh no. He sort of lets out a sharp whistle as you guys encroach, and you hear another sort of trundling from the underbrush as a man sort of joins as well. And he has dark, dusky skin, long, pointed ears, and hair that's braided back as you all see a dusk elf appear from the underbrush with his own bow and arrows in hand. And he sort of looks over and says, "Oh, Ekaterina, it is fortuitous that you have returned. Oh, your father. Oh." And he sort of looks back at your tagalongs and says, "And you've brought company, Giorgio's."
New friends. Yes. And I think there's kind of like this hesitation because she had planned a very different entry into this. And she kind of looks over. One of them in particular. And she gestures over to Kane. He's a dusk elf himself.
Kane is waving happily to the other dusk elf.
You watch as Ekaterina, you know this man's name to be Savid. Savid looks over to Kane with brows furrowed and says, "Most certainly that appears to be the case. Who the hell is this?"
His name is Kane. It's we can discuss it more in the camp. He has a very complicated story.
Yeah, there's a lot of complicated things happening, and as much as I would like to
not.
recant that to you, I think either you need to hear it from your father or your uncle. So let's get moseyed.
There's a moment where she starts to say which uncle and then immediately knows who it is. And she's, yeah.
I had a question. Would I recognize this man from our first encounter?
No, this man is
Okay.
this elf is completely unfamiliar to you, luckily.
Oh, elf. My bad. I thought it was Sony.
No, there's an elf and there's a Vistani.
There's
and
one
neither
of each.
them are there.
Yeah, I was wondering if we recognized the Vistani gentleman.
But no, as the forest parts, you see an expansive clearing, a small grass-covered hill with low houses built into its sides. Fog obscures some of the details, but you see that these buildings have elegantly carved woodwork that have decorated lanterns hanging from their sculpted eaves. And atop the hill, above the sort of low-hanging fog in this area, is a ring of those barrel-topped wagons, those Vardos, that surround, which is a large tent with a column of smoke pouring from a hole at the top. The tent is brightly lit from within, and even at this distance, you can smell the odors of wine, horses that emanate from that central area. As you all approach, you watch as the Vistani man Brano runs ahead as Savid stays with all of you as you continue walking. You can see more of these dusk elves are sort of posted off at various points, sort of guarding the area. And as you approach, you see Brono is walking down a hill in lockstep with Argal. Argal pauses when he sees you and comes about to right here and then stops expectantly.
Katerina hesitates, but walks. Uncle Argalayan, you are upset.
I do that because you know your father, and you know that he has too weak a hand to punish you himself.
Her head
And
just sits turned to the side as this welt sort of begins to appear on her cheek.
He lets that fester for a second and slowly pulls you in and embraces you. And it's very. The gesture is warm, but the stiffness of his body itself is. Argal has always not been the best at communicating that assurance that you seek. But he sort of peels off of you a little bit and says, I think that you owe me and your father a grievous deal of details as to your disappearances or to the nature of these tagalongs that you have brought into the sanctity of our encampment.
I do. You're right.
Because for the past 3 days, we have been overcome with paranoia and dread, with the understanding and or belief that somebody had kidnapped both you and your sister.
What?
Come with me.
Bad. Are we following or?
There's the expectation as Savid sort of peels up right here and stands right next to this dusk elf. Brano stops about right here and says, I'll go back out to patrolling the perimeter, see if we can find any. Aragal sort of interrupts him in just ways and says, Go, they're not needed. As Brano sort of wanders into the woodwork. He sort of steps over the tongues of these wagons, and you can see as you're stepping forward and into this inner ring here, a few of your family is sort of scattered and dispersed around here. You can see Giacomo, Dimitra, and Lucia are all right here, and something is wrong. You don't know what, but Lucia seems like she has been crying heavily, and Giacomo is like averting his gaze as best he can as Argal steps up. But as Dimitra sees you, you sort of hear her call out, Katerina! And both Lucia and Giacomo sort of excitedly stir up, and they look like the mood sort of shifts. It teeters from this look of quiet anguish, and you realize that their son Alexei is not among them. As Argal flips open the the tent's flaps and invites you all inside.
She holds a hand up to Dimitra, kind of, sort of sisterly, like, I'll talk to you in a second.
As you enter this tent, you all begin to funnel into what is this large, breathy interior. As you enter into this topmost camp. From inside, you hear a loud crack of a whip, followed by the howls of a young man. And as you enter, you can see that 3 sputtering campfires sort of are the eminent sort of propagators of the smoke. And through the haze, you can see that there are many Vistani sort of surrounding the inside. And at the center, tied to the post in the center of the tent, you can see a barely conscious, shirtless teenager that is hugging the central pole. His wrists are bound with rope and his back is streaked with blood. An older, larger man in very sort of more decorative attire is lashing the man with a horsewhip, causing him to scream again. As Argal sort of enters and places his hand on the back of this big brute, you hear him whisper, Easy, brother. I think Alexei is going to be afforded the opportunity to meditate on this lesson. And also, your woes may be partially alleviated. And he slowly turns this Hulk around to meet you all. And as he turns, he at first comes face to face with Garrick, and his brows remain furrowed and intimidating. And you look like, as this man sort of looks down at you, you get the feeling that this man could fucking eat you alive. But as he takes a moment to sort of break away from his fury, does he look around, and you hear his eyes meet with Ekaterina, and he goes, "Oh, cat!" And rushes forward and almost tackles you, like fully throws you off the ground and lifts you like a weightless object, as he bear hugs you so tightly and preciously, as he goes, "Oh, my little girl! Oh my God! You're alive! Oh, you're alive! Look at you! Oh,
I'm sorry.
what happened to you? Is your sister okay?"
I don't. And there's this hitch in her breath. I didn't take Arabelle with me, Papa. I left on my own. I don't. No one has told me what has happened. Where is she?
This stupid fucking boy! I thought maybe you came back. I thought maybe you and her went to some place like your mother's old haunts, or you did something stupid and impulsive like you normally do. Where did you go? Where have you been?
She looks over her shoulder briefly. My mind is blanking because I'm a big fucking idiot. Sorry. What's my other uncle's name, Jacob? I'm fucking...
Centauri.
Centauri, thank you, Jesus! I don't know what happened. She looks over her shoulder and says, I followed Uncle Centauri. I had been hoping to meet up with him and venture out of the mist.
You hear, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go.
You hear tisking from Centauri as he looks and immediately holds his hands up as he looks to Argon and says, "I will accept no blame for this."
I'm not trying to. He didn't know I was there. There were undead and they overturned my cart and they ate Misto and I came across these Jozos in a house that we couldn't leave, and I have been trying to come back. I don't understand. She looks down at Alexei. Why?
After you ran off, I was beside myself. I figured I knew what was going on. And so I sent a couple of our rangers or scouts to find you, hoping that you hadn't got very far on where you could have gone. Well, I joined the search parties for you. I left Alexei in charge of Arabella. And in this modicum, this sliver of time, did Alexei get himself piss drunk and fall asleep on the watch for your sister, and when he woke up, she was nowhere to be found. We have scoured the riverside where she disappeared. We found evidence, a small strip of her dress that was left behind, and evidence of a struggle. There was blood spilled in the area, and also another remnant, a piece of jewelry that we gave to Casimir to see if he could divine what it is, where it is from, and where we could find her. But we have scoured the riversides looking for your sister. And I thought, fuck. I thought maybe it was the Lord. I thought he was upset with us, and that he had taken my daughters as a means to punish me for an offense I was not aware of. But you're alive, and I cannot decide if you are never leaving your wagon again, or if I am so happy to see you that for a moment I can quell my rage. But for the practicality's sake, your sister is still missing. Who the fuck are these people?
These are the Georgios I found in the house I was trapped in. Madame Eva has insisted I guide them.
He, his sort of panicked, heaving breath ceases gently for a moment as he looks over them all and back to you and says, Madame Eva. Madame Eva told you to be with them.
She says it is part of my history.
He looks over to Argal, and Argal, for the first time, has only sort of given this very cold demeanor. The second Argal that Luvash looks over to him, you watch as that there's like this quiet exchange between them, and Argal seems like a little rattled as he looks back to Luvash and says, "That is the way the fates have spun it, brother. That is the way the fates dictate it to be." The fates have blessed me with two girls of unfathomable beauty, incredible wit, pain out of my ass, and have cursed you both with the gift of the sight so that I might play at their grand games of pedantic destiny. Whatever the fates may decide your reasons for leaving have been, the matter still remains that I have no idea where Arabella is.
Katerina
I am.
stands.
Sorry, go ahead.
See, Katerina stands silent for a long time, and there's a lot here that she wants to say, and her knuckles are turning a little white at her sides. We came here seeking to aid a friend. If we can do that, we can leave and we can find her. We will find her.
You will find her. She is your sister. She is your blood. You should have been here.
She is your daughter! And
I
you
was
left
looking
her.
for you.
And I would not have left if you had not kept me bound to this camp!
We are not having this argument. You are lucky I did not bind you to your wagon until your 40s.
You are lucky I came back at all.
There is a fire in his eye as he looks down at you. And as he opens his mouth to speak, Argal sets a hand on his shoulder and says, "Emotions are high. Luvash, let us take this opportunity to appreciate a boon that the fates have gifted us in this moment. A prodigal daughter is returned. Let us cause to celebrate and drink and be merry." It also writes off about 90% of our conspiracies as to her whereabouts, which means that if she is pulled away from these places, we have greatly narrowed down where to look. We no longer have to worry about the mechanisms of the devil nipping at our heel. It is likely something much more mundane. You are both, for better or for worse, too emotional to be in the straits that you are. So here's what we are going to do, as abjugated by me. Luvash, you're going to go back to your wagon. You're going to smoke. You're going to take a drink. And you are going to thank the gods that my beloved, beautiful niece has showed back up and in relatively good health, as he sort of like brushes you up, Ekaterina, and sort of like moves some of the dirt and some of the ash and soot from the burned down house out of your hair, and makes you pretty as a picture. I am going to take my niece and her new entourage of friends. I'm going to properly give them an introduction to the Zaravan encampment. Sans much of the drama that we are inoculating them to. And we are going to see where their skill sets can apply in undoing the harm that has been done. Not necessarily at the behest of any one individual, except for maybe this son of a bitch, gesturing towards Alexei, who is sitting there limp and bloody, hanging by the ropes of the
With
central pole.
that, does Ekaterina come around and without
Is he
even asking her
okay?
father, does she begin to undo his bindings?
Luvash looks down, disgruntled, as you're undoing it. And as he opens his mouth, you just hear Aragal go, Wagon. Brother, I'll handle this. And the brute that is Luvash pushes his way past all of you until he exits the scene proper.
Smash.
Did you say smash?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna fuck your
Ekaterina,
dad.
I'm gonna fuck your dad.
Honestly, everybody at this camp is smash worthy so far.
Okay,
Everyone
there
here's
is-
built like a truck. Holy.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride.
Fuck your dad.
Cover them up.
You see the Lingali over here says, "Oh, finally, someone my speed."
I'm just fucking picturing friend under his breath. Mash.
Trying to skip on the creator
Wood.
actual.
Would
Technically, yeah. What?
down
Yeah.
bad, down
Absolutely.
bad.
Listen, this is the first time.
Friend, what are you saying?
Nothing.
He's in some kind of hysteria.
I think so.
I say in Celestial so nobody understands me.
Yeah.
Please don't smash.
Celestial word
It's
for
rude.
smash.
Like, you shouldn't smash
Make
people.
love.
You shouldn't hurt them.
No.
I'm gonna
Listen,
scoop
I
up
usually play.
Alexei. Or sorry, go ahead.
No, so this is what it was. It's hard to not play a character who flirts with everyone.
I'm gonna scoop up Alexei and kind of get his arm over my. You're a fucking idiot.
What?
Come on.
Oh,
Does he need help?
he's basically limp, but he's being sort of gently carried by Ekaterina as she's exiting with him, sort of kept under her arm, as he's definitely struggling to keep himself on his 2 feet. His face is swollen and bloodied as is being brought back. You see Giacomo and Lucia all see Alexei in his horrible bloodied state as they come and his parents sort of quickly wrap him up. And you hear there's crying as they sort of dote over him, and immediately Lucia sort of reaches over and grabs this clump of wet rags and begins to tend to his swollen lacerations and things of the sort. As you hear a sort of Dimitra look over, and she sort of takes a step back, and she seems less fussy as her parents are. As you can sort of, with your passive insight, tell that she is also like disgruntled and annoyed at Alexei. Like, she does not have a lot of compassion for her brother, who just got the absolute shit beat out of him, because she thinks that he maybe deserved it.
Damn, true sibling energy.
Victor, was there a basin that they dipped the cloths in, or did they just have like damp cloths?
Yeah, there's a small little washman right here.
He will look over and he'll look at these people, and then for a second he'll say, "Far be it from me, but I could try to help in some way."
They look up, and you hear Giacomo in Paterna look to you, Ekaterina, and say, "I don't mean to brush this so bluntly against whoever these people are to you,
but our family would much prefer a moment away from the dramatics.
Like them. And she kind of ruffles Demetra's hair before looking. They don't need anything, right? Come back.
Okay.
My friends, if you'll all be as kindly as to follow my lead as we take a brief dip in foyer away from the theatrics of the camp, I wish to formally welcome you all to Camp Saravan. We are a tight-knit and eccentric little bundle of people, and this is not what I would equate to our everyday routine. As you guys are passing, I think, in addition to Zentori in the main tent, these two are some of the brigands that were on that wagon that absolutely fucking robbed you guys.
I just death stare them as we walk past.
I recognize you. Garrett like stops and starts pointing at them.
Not the time. I
That's-
stop and I grab this man's hand very lightly before continuing to walk.
As they walk past, Kane is just going to give them a friendly wave because he didn't get robbed. He just got poisoned, and he can work off poison. I love
This
that.
older man doesn't wave back because you quickly realize that his eyes, much like friends, are cataract ridden. As he sort of sits there and brushes Ekaterina's hand as you hear him sort of excitedly sit up in Paterna and be like, "Oh, you're back! Oh, welcome back, my dear.
I'm back.
There's horrible rumors.
I know. I'll come by and see you again in a moment.
Everyone in this camp, for a moment, takes a moment to praise your return, Ekaterina. And as Garrick, you say, "I recognize you," looking between these two. They both look at you and say, and you hear this man here and say, "I genuinely can say we did not expect to see you again, but you are made of harder and sterner stuff. Congratulations."
Thank you for our stuff back. Garrett points at his backpack with some of his stuff in it.
Oh, the fates have rewarded all of us this day then. Congratulations.
They have horses.
They have a lot of horses. You look over as Argyle steps between the tongues and comes to the small little rocky outlet in the south side of the camp where you can see some of these finer buildings have been set up. And he pirouettes on his heel and turns to face you all. I'll teleport a friend unless you want to stay behind and do something.
No, you can teleport me. Sorry.
Petting the horses.
Yeah.
I'm fighting the urge to hug the horses.
You move over to the side and hug a horse, and I don't think anyone has like the the gall or gumption to stop you.
I'll just try properly.
But as all of you sort of peel off to the side here, Argyle turns heel and says, "I apologize for the mixed reception. As you must all understand, a quick little breaking down of the hierarchy of this encampment. It is managed by myself, my brother, whom you have met, and my other brother, who you, as I have come to understand, have also met as potentially a charismatic robber friend, but
Business encounter.
business.
That's what he
encounter.
prefers you call them now.
I'm sure it is. I am eager to sweep any ill-begotten predispositions that you might have of this Aravan encampment under the rug, and we are willing to do the same for the Giorgios among you, including ones of interesting makes. He takes a moment and looks up at friend, not sort of more intrigued as he sort of looks you up and down, and he looks to Kane and he says, "I have many questions, but I'm afraid I will put a pin in most of those for the time being, given the circumstances that we find ourselves. I can only buy your father's quattrage for an indeterminate amount of time. You know as glib as I can be. I cannot put a lid on that kettle over long. If you want to make things right, my dear, it is best, in spite of the optics of things may seem. We're going to find your sister.
I know we are.
Good. Here's what we know. Based on what Alexei told us, he had decided to head out with himself and Arabelle, just as a means to. She wanted to explore the nearby woods, and it was close enough to the village that no one thought it an issue. He said that his friend Jan had come up and had offered him some wine, and that the two of them drank for some time, and he remembers getting so shit-faced that he nodded off. When he woke up, Jan and Arabella was missing. A detail that was left out, as I'm sure you remember Jan. How close were you with Jan?
Kind of puts her hand side to side. As close as any of us are, we don't spend much time together though.
Then you will not be too heartbroken to hear that we found Jan's corpse.
She kind of makes this face of like, okay.
In the struggle that your father mentioned, we found that there was indeed many boot prints that went in no ascertainable direction, one of which that went north and followed the river by some time, but we followed it to its greatest extent and it turned up no leads. But we found Jan's headless corpse, cleanly cut, as if by a blade, and not by a monster. And we found a ring that had been knocked into the soil and the surrounding areas. The ring was of its own enigmatic make, and we have given to Casimir to study and investigate. He believes that there is a strong link between that ring and between where this assailant may have disappeared off to. We had Menadora perform a blood rite on the blood that was spilled, and we are relieved to understand that it is not Arabella's blood. As to whose, I'm afraid we cannot ascertain for certain. You, having your permits about you, can come and go from the city as you see fit. And because the Lord Commander favors you, you might be able to access more private areas we may need in this investigation looking for your sister. Casimir can relay to you more details as to that matter, but we have been hard stopped by the bureaucracy of Valaki looking for her. I think that Madame Eva's divination... Well, you know your uncle. I put much more stock into these things than perhaps some of the other more superstitious. I believe that your gift is substantial. So,
We'll go to Casimir. I'll do a reading in Vardo. We'll return to Valaki and the Lord come in.
I got about 1/3 of that.
I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna do it.
In Minecraft.
Oh, don't do it. You're so
No, in real life, actually.
pretty.
No, that's bad.
Bad.
We'll talk to Casimir. I will do a reading in our Vardo. And then we will return to Valaki and I will appeal to the Lord Commander. Though I have to be honest, Uncle Arigal, I do not think the people of Valaki are going to about another missing Vistani child.
No, they won't. So, you're going to have to use your wits and guile, the one that I gave you, to get what you want. And if anything happens, know that I will not be far behind.
She nods shakily.
How long?
I know what you've told me about that man. Sorry, what is this, Georgia?
How long was she gone for? Has it been?
She's been gone for 2 days.
since the day before her birthday.
That's all. That's all I had.
But do these things, and if you are able to find Arbel and bring her home, we can write all of this off as a scuff on the records of this camp. Okay?
She nods.
He pulls you forward and kisses you on the forehead and says, "Go talk to Casimir. I'm going to be speaking with your uncle, trying to make him see sanely. You know how he gets when he is riled up. Because if what did I say?
Uncle.
Sorry.
There's so many of you.
Many relations to keep track of. No, you know how your father gets when he is heated, and because you are his daughter, that means you two will talk in circles for hours on end, and I would sooner drown myself in the Lake Tsarevich than listen to you two bicker more. So, as long as I am here, you two will not bicker, or I will stab one of you. Both, maybe. Okay?
Okay.
I love you.
Love you too, Uncle Ari.
Sorry, but the Georgios were not aware. That is Casimir's abode. That one right there.
Yep. Thank you.
As we approach the abode, I'm not sure if Kane can see them from here, but I noticed that on the roof there's like these elk structure thingies.
Yeah, little decorative stags that have been built into the sides of these. Absolutely.
I think Kane, if he can see him from there, he would look at them, then just sort of tap his horn, and then be like, is this fate, or is it just coincidence? After muttering that to himself, he is going to follow Yekaterina's lead.
Come on, we shouldn't waste time.
All right. Following around these taller abodes, each one seems to be guarded by flanking dusk elves who watch as you approach Ekaterina. Both of them look in relative surprise as you approach, and one of them steps forward and says, "I am happy to hear that you're back and you're safe.
Thank you.
You are here to see Casimir.
Yes.
You and all of your companions?
Yes.
Very well. I warn you, he's been in a bit of a mood."
Kind of make the face as if, is he ever not?
The door groans open. And as you cast your gaze inside, you enter into what looks to be a small, cozy little vestibule, several degrees warmer than the chill mists outside. The walls of this small chamber are decorated with hanging sketches and portraits of proud and wise-looking elves with their dark skin, tree-born spires carved of dark wood, and artistic depictions of constellations and celestial bodies. Two curtains of dark brown fabric obscure the entrance to another chamber beyond, but are sort of hung up on these small little cords that let you peer beyond. And you gaze upon this larger subsequent chamber, lit and heated by a fireplace at the north end. And just before this fireplace, you see a man facing it. His legs are crossed, and at first you think with the sort of hanging fabric that he sits in that quiet meditation before you realize that he is levitating about a half foot off the ground, his trance. And as you enter and your footsteps sort of clamber and fill the sound of this room, you watch as slowly does that levitation and uncrossing his legs and standing up tall, you watch as the man turns around. And the scarred, mutilated face of Casimir Velikov turns to face you, Ekaterina. I told him he had nothing to worry about, and it seems I am proven right. And his face distracts for a moment, and you watch as he rests his hand on his hip, as he clutches a hold of something, as he looks directly towards Cain. And who in the devil is that? And before you are given opportunity to reply, we'll go ahead and take our mid-session break right about here. We're a little late for it by a couple of minutes, but it's 50 on the dock. We'll come back 5 minutes after.
Nice.
E-
Ekaterina, your entire family is
Stop and recording.
smash worthy.
We're all